I was at a recent specialty that the Puget Sound Doberman Pinscher Club and Mountain Hood Doberman Pinscher Club put on. They met halfway in Olympia. They had this big event for the weekend. It was nothing but Dobermans. And in obedience and rally, the people who got the best healing scores consistently did the same 3 things that the people who did not get good scores did not do. So I'm going to show you what those 3 things are. Tip number 1 is never take your awareness off of your dog. So that starts all the way back to the very beginning of the healing exercise before you even start. The judge is going to ask if you're ready. I'm not going to take my awareness off my dog and make eye contact with the judge. I'm not healing with the judge. I'm healing with my dog. So I'm going to keep my awareness where it needs to be, which is on my dog. And I will just continue looking forward and I will answer them. I never say yes. Yes is my marker word. I usually say I am. The judge will say, this is the heel free, or in the case of novice, this is the heel on leash. Are you ready? And I'll give a quick look to my dog, see that she's paying attention to me. I go back and look forward, but my awareness is still on my dog, and I will say I am. So always make sure your awareness is with your dog. So in order to keep my awareness on my dog, I'm going to look forward. I'm going to look at the ground about 4 to 6 feet in front of me. That will still allow me to look at my dog out of my peripheral vision. So I want to look forward. I want to look where I'm going. And you're going to see she's really bouncy because she's been locked up for a couple of days and I have her toy in my back pocket. And that's what she wants more than anything in the world. But for the most part, she's going to stay at my side. Dash heel. So I'm looking in front of me. Even when I turn around, I continue to look where I'm going, but my peripheral vision will allow me to look at my dog. And again, she's very, very bouncy. The toy is in my back pocket. She knows it. But I'm always looking forward. Uh-oh, right here. That was my problem. I pointed. She thought it meant something. I'm always looking forward on the ground. I always can see my dog if she's in the proper heel position. Yes. Tip number 2, always have your shoulders facing the direction you are going. So if you're going straight, your shoulders should be square. Your dog should be lined up with his shoulders. If I'm turning, what I'm going to do is I will turn my shoulders in the direction I want to go. I don't want to look at my dog with my shoulders turned in. This weekend, somebody with not only very poor healing scores, but the dog actually disconnected and took off and got the zoomies. She was healing like this. Okay, that doesn't teach my dog anything. And just so you know, if you walk with shoulders back, that means your dog needs to stay in check with you. Shoulders forward means go. So when this person was leaning forward and looking at the dog, first of all, shoulders pointed that direction, communicated to the dog to go away. Shoulders forward meant go away quickly. Okay, so this person was walking like this to see what the dog was doing. And the dog just goes, I can't. And just took off and got the zoomies. And then the person is saying, come here, come here. Again, if you have never trained doing this, don't. So, shoulders straight. And I want to head in the direction I'm going. Shoulders back means the dog should not cross the plane of my shoulders. Heel. Shoulders back. And my shoulders are pointing in the direction I want to go. When I turn, my shoulders turn. I turn and my shoulders turn. I'm not going to look back at my dog if I'm turning right, because that's giving my dog permission to slow down. So my shoulders are always turning in the direction I need to go. Again, she's very, very bouncy. She was locked up for the weekend. We were at a trial where she spent most of the time in a crate because I was either working the trial or I was competing with her and my other dogs. So shoulders straight, turning left, shoulders left, going straight, shoulders straight, turning right, Okay, if you turn into your dog when you're healing, a lot of people will look back at their dog. So what's that doing? That is getting her in front of my shoulders, and it's teaching her she's in charge. She's in front. I don't want my dog in front. She doesn't know where we're going. She has to follow me. So I need my dog to line up with my shoulders. My shoulders need to stay straight. The third thing the high-scoring handlers did consistently was maintain a fast tempo. Tempo is also the beat that your tempo is also the internal beat that you're walking to. Think of it as your stride, the pace of your stride. So, and I'm going to maintain the same tempo throughout the entire heel pattern. It doesn't matter if we're going normal, fast, or slow. It's going to be the same tempo. And you want a fast tempo, especially for a breed that may think it's real interesting to sniff something on the ground, to look at somebody who's outside the ring, to look at other dogs, to sniff food. You definitely need to keep their attention. So the faster the tempo, the faster your pace, the more likely you're going to be able to keep your dog with you. So I try to maintain a very fast tempo in my mind, and I just think 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I never change that. Okay, again, the more energy you give out, the more you're going to be able to keep your dog with you. Dash heel, about turn. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, that's ugly. Come on. Good. Keep that tempo fast. Never change the tempo. What happened with a lot of dogs on the slow, they got lost. So what a lot of handlers did was slow down the tempo for the slow instead of shortening the pace. So where it should be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Instead, what they did, and almost all of these handlers lost the dog on the slow, what they did was maintain their long stride, but slow down the stride. So it looked like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And when the judge said slow, 1, 2. And this foot is in place for so long. A lot of those dogs tried to sit because that foot wasn't moving. And what other dogs did, because the handler's energy went down so low, that was very stressful. So they just disconnected and they started sniffing. They actually walked away. They're sightseeing. They're looking at people and other dogs outside the ring. So maintain that energy level. Keep your shoulders straight. Keep your awareness on your dog and make sure your dog is always in your peripheral vision. If it's not, you may be looking too far ahead. So if you're only looking 4 to 6 feet ahead, if your dog is in the perfect position, you're going to be seeing your dog.